This is the Friends Podcast. We're everywhere. Make sure you subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. If you want to hear me spaz, I'm him. I'm him. This is the Friend Podcast. Make sure you listen in and tune in. So we're talking about We Cry Together from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first, Skeezy Black.
If you don't want to talk about it, I can talk about it first.
Nah, I actually I fuck with that song. I fuck with the how he made this shit like a toxic ass argument. I like that shit. You feel me? And then I fuck with the ending. He's like,
Did you think it, like, I guess when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is just an argument, like, between a man and a woman, a black man and a black woman today. Is that how you took it when you first heard it? That's kind of how I took it.
Absolutely.
yeah, most
We cry
definitely.
together. Like it's in
They
the title.
like
Go ahead. Go
mhm.
ahead, bro.
They I just felt like what they were arguing about, like it was one of those songs I kind of listened to, like kind of tuned out after a while, like but I listened to it more than one time, so I really got to grasp the song. I feel like the stuff that they're arguing about is like, yeah, like I don't know, it's like some shit that you will really hear two black people trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit, like it was a petty ass argument though, but like
For sure.
you know
Like
what I'm
give me
saying?
my keys. Like
Yeah, like bitch, fuck your job. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's arguments and shit that I've actually heard people have in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hella relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing with Kendrick though. Like he does a lot for the culture. Like he does a lot for the culture. You feel me? Is he a god? No. Am I about to suck the fucking sweat off his forehead? No. But he's a good artist.
for sure.
Definitely a great artist.
I think this song was jarring. Like something about it was just like damn, because like yeah, I've heard what I'm saying arguments before. I've had arguments before, but like just even hearing it like on a track like this with everything, they cover all the bases on like what people with like people in relationships, couples and shit like that argue about. Like they cover the bases, and it was just jarring because it's like damn, this what it sounds like. Like this is what this the petty trivial shit that we be what I'm saying, that people be going through like on a day-to-day basis, and it's just like damn, like it really pushed it into perspective for me, on like how can we get along with black women, and how can we get along in relationships and have healthy relationships, you know what I mean? Like that's what I took from the song. Now the title "We Cry Together," like they ain't cry. Like I thought they was gonna like cry at the end. They
Nah,
fucked at
bro.
the end.
They fucked at the end.
Yeah, but like
They definitely fucked at the end.
I guess that's crying. I guess that's letting out. Like I guess that's the release. Like fucking at the end. I don't know, but
Even
Oh,
at the end, he was taught, like, the last message he put out there was like, stop tiptoeing around the conversation.
right. Yep.
That was the message.
you
And
want to know what that song reminded me of?
Hmm.
You remember that scene in Baby Boy when she was like, "I hate you, nigga."
Yep.
He's like, "I hate you too, bitch."
Yep.
And
Yep.
then and then they went there and started fucking. He's like, "You gonna cook them tacos? You gonna go clean up that liver?" You feel me? Like,
Yep.
yeah, bro. Like, I feel like, bro. I feel like whenever people shed light on situations like that, I feel like they're shedding light on like the current state of black love and black relationships and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So like when he said like, cause what did Rod say? He said the last line was stop tap dancing
Stop.
around the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
What's the conversation?
I feel like the conversation is that black love, like the where black love is and where like how all that shit is. It's like I don't know. I think he was shedding light on how it is like in relationships between people now. Like it's like mad toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like that it needs to be improved on.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I'm like, is the conversation damn we just be arguing over petty shit, or the conversation like damn we don't need to be
Yeah,
putting people down like this, like
I feel
damn,
like the
like
second one
yeah. Like
where it's
that's
like
what I'm thinking. Like, and I
because
think
I don't see Kendrick putting out a song like that with the intentions of like tearing somebody down. I feel like
no,
everything that he does is to uplift the community in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. So right, what's your thoughts on the whole on the track in general? We cry together.
to me, when I first heard this shit, I was in shock. I I didn't expect this track at all. Like when I was listening to the album, And when I did hear it, I had to listen to it multiple times to like really get the idea of where he was going for. So he was literally going at like social media and like he was talking about like how he's been like overviewing over the past years of like what people have been talking about. So it's like this nigga been literally taking notes for years, and then he literally put it in a song of like, and that's what this was. And it was the conflict between black men and black women. It was like that trauma, but it's like, what is the fuck does it really mean at the end of the day? It's like stop tap dancing my conversation, just have the conversation. That's really what I got out of it. Like at the end of the day,
What's the conversation to you?
the conversation to me
Yeah.
is you don't have to like when he was talking about like R. Kelly music and the dude who fucking raped all the people in Hollywood. Like he was really trying to have the conversation of like why not just like stop and pause everything and just have a heart to heart like between two people and just understand like what do we want out of this entire thing, like this entire relationship. Is like that's really what I got out of it.
So like keep it real and be like, okay, well, I still love you, blah 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 blah. Like
Yeah,
this,
it's
I
like
want this to
that's
work.
really why I feel like at the end it was like, oh, I'm a fuck you too. Like I'm a fuck you, bitch. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's not about like the conversation at all. It's just about like if two people can come together and like communicate, then we can overcome what it is and like still come together and like love each other. Like I feel like that's really what the gist of it was.
Mm-hmm. I feel
Like
that. Yeah.
Like I feel like that's really what he was trying to get at. It's like after all that like going back and forth is like the social media and like the it was really like it was when I heard that shit I was like, man, this shit is so like it's problematic.
It is.
Like when I hear like
But
I
it's
don't,
true. It's fact. Like that should be happening.
it's so true. It's like I can't even lie. Like some of the conversation that was in there was like I've had those conversations. So it wasn't like when I heard him say it, it was just like, oh my god, it's like I low key like I started looking at myself and my shit. It was like,
Right.
man, was I like I felt immature in a sense.
Okay. That's one of the things about Kendrick. I feel like he just trying to. He ain't. He could be preachy sometimes, but I feel like he really trying to help improve the black community. You know, in a general sense, I feel like that's what he's trying to do. And I feel like starting with relationships and relations between black men and black women, like that's a great place to start because I feel like our generation need help. Like,
Is that
need to
wrong
have,
though? Like, is that not what Tupac did? Like Tupac's a
um,
lot of times like he would go on his interviews, he would literally preach to the black community about how we need to stand up and pretty much speak up for ourselves.
yeah, no, it's not wrong. I feel like it's
Is that not what Kendrick Lamar's doing right now?
no, I feel like it's the same thing. It's just in a different way. It's not the same exact like.
Yes, exactly. It's like he's not Tupac, but I mean he says that.
Yeah, he's not
Like
Tupac.
I'm not your savior in that sense. It's like
Nor is he trying to be Tupac.
exactly. It's like he's him. Like
For sure.
I feel like my favorite part of that song of this the We Cry Together is the part where she like like she started going off like the name and reason. She's like, you're the reason why strong bitches can't be strong. You're the reason why like
Harvey
you go
Weinstein don't think
yeah
he's a
like but
problem.
like like
He's the
so and
reason why
then
R. Kelly like
and
it's
and
like
then
I was like, oh my god, like when I heard that
and
shit.
then he tried to come back with a rebuttal and he's like like he's like
I loved his ad libs though.
nah facts like that whole section of the song is just like fire as fuck, bro.
His
'Cause,
ad
like
libs is really like spot on. It's like, come on, bro. Like,
like for real, he like
it's
I ain't trying to hear that
like,
shit.
this nigga was like spot on. It's
But
like,
he
it's
tried
like
to rebuttal. He tried to rebuttal. He was like, "Why R&B bitches don't feature each other on the same song?" And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He like, "Man, bitch, fuck you."
like it's like
Like, bitch, fuck you.
it was
Oh, you
literally
know
like
what
a
I'm talking
common
about.
conversation. Like that shit literally happens.
Nah, facts. I just didn't understand why like they start going off on each other about other shit. Like, how is your nigga that you're dating the reason why strong bitches can't be strong and all that Harvey Weinstein shit? And then it was
Literally,
like,
that's what women say though.
yeah, but like that shit is weird, bro. Cause
Toxic
not every
masculinity.
yeah, like not everybody's like that. Not all niggas are like that. You feel me? So to tell your nigga that you're arguing with, like, oh yeah, you're the reason why, it's like, bitch, settle down. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what he even said in the song though. He was like, "Man, shut up, bitch." Like it's like he
like
said that.
for
Like
real,
he's like,
nah, for real, like,
it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like
cause like she's like,
it didn't make sense
you're
to
the reason
the
why R.
nigga.
Kelly can't tell that he's abusive. He's like, man, shut the fuck up. We all know you still play his music though.
Like it's
So
like that's why I was like, oh my god. When he
bro,
said that, I was like,
and
it's
then
like this nigga
it's
is
like, bruh, for females to be so woe is me about R. Kelly, you feel me? And I know this is a touchy situation. For females to be so woe is me about R. Kelly, bro, I just seen a fucking bro. It was a interview on Drink Champs and shit about they were talking to what's the guy named Tank, and Tank was like, you know, you got to give R. Kelly his flowers for what he's done for R&B music. And so like I went into the comments, and like a hot topic in the comments was basically like, do we still give R. Kelly his flowers despite what he's done, or do we cancel him and cancel his music? You know, and a lot of women, not niggas, a lot of women were in the comments like, oh, I know he did what he did, but I still listen to Step in the Name of Love. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like if y'all are so hurt about this, if this is so traumatizing to you guys, how can you overlook the things that he's done just because he's a good artist? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's being a little bit hypocritical. Like, if you're gonna not fuck with somebody, don't fuck with them entirely. Don't be like, oh, no, we don't fuck with Robert Kelly, but we like R. Kelly. Bitch, it's the same nigga. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Like Bill
That's an
Cosby,
ignorant,
Bill Huxtable, like
that's an ignorant ass statement to make. You know what I'm saying? And
all
I
right.
just feel like,
I want to get off that subject a little bit.
yeah,
Let's go into
yeah,
another song like Father Time,
okay.
when he was talking about artists having father issues and not being able to. I'm only saying from my perspective, not being able to communicate and not having that relationship with their father, and how it affected them throughout life.
And I was just talking about this the other day when we was talking, right? Like how I was saying, like how some kids be closed off, or like people grow up and be adults and be closed off because they was told boys don't cry, like stop crying, stop all that, you know what I'm saying, stop all that shit. Like it's kind of on that same type of vein where it's like we taught some of these problematic things sometimes by our fathers, and we grow up and become, you know, men that do some wild, you know, unthinkable shit sometimes because we're not taught that emotions is okay to feel, you know. And that's kind of what I got from this, and I really do respect Kendrick for even speaking on this and letting people into his life, and like, you know, kind of where his thought process was with him and his pops and the things that he learned and how he trying to unlearn the shit. So that's kind of what I took from this one.
I mean,
What
in the
about y'all?
beginning, like he kind of talked about like therapy and black males like going to get help, and like he was having a conversation with his girl. And this girl was like, he need to go get some therapy. He was like, real niggas don't need no
you
therapy.
don't need no therapy. Fuck you talking about.
Like what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Like I don't need no help. She's like, man, you need to go get some help. He's like, man, stop playing. Like it's just like that's the common conversation between a lot of black households. It's like a
Facts.
lot of black people don't think they need help. And they
Facts.
think they could do everything on their own. Like they don't like they'll figure it out how they figure it out, instead of like going to get the help that may be necessary to move forward past the trauma. And I feel like that was what he was trying to get across a little bit. But a lot of black people have those father issues because like in a lot of black homes, that is the common case where black
No
fathers
fathers
aren't in the home.
Yeah.
Or the father that's in the home is,
Like fucked up.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, I feel that. And I think. Well, go ahead, Skeezy Black. What is your thoughts on Father Time?
I was gonna say like well, one, I just want to appreciate for a second the fact that like a lot of his tracks on this album were like conversation format. It was like he was having a conversation with somebody. I really fuck with that about this album. But this
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
specific song, I feel like with the therapy thing, I feel like it's not so much that black people feel like they could do it on their own because that is a part of it. I also feel like there's a big stigma around therapy. Like a lot of people feel like if you have to go see a therapist, that means you're like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're fucked up and
Yeah,
you're
you're
crazy.
insane.
You know what I'm saying? And like really it's not even like that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the main reason that keeps like the black community specifically from getting like healed from a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Just because you talk to a therapist doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it just means that there's somebody more qualified to help you deal with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so like but like as far as the overall track, I do fuck with that, you know what I'm saying? My pops personally was not in my life, you know what I'm saying? So like I could relate to a lot of the things that he's saying and shit like that, you feel me?
hmm
So
Do you feel
yeah.
like that's something that you? I ain't trying to get too deep into it, but do you
No,
feel
it's
like
all
that's
good.
something that you like dealt with so far, or like do you feel like you need therapy for that, or like how you feel about that?
well, well I could say like my mom has done a really good job at like letting me know who my pops is, like regardless of my own views of him. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I have my qualms with him based off of as a man, you know what I'm saying, growing up and seeing how I would do shit and versus how he did do shit. But I feel like my mom does a really good job of letting me know like he hasn't always been like that. You know, he was a good dad when he was out. You know what I'm saying? He did try when you were younger. I just feel like as I got older, I tried to reach out to him and have my own relationship with him, and he didn't fall through. So as far as like on those ends, I feel like I don't really have like, oh, why is my dad not in my life type of, I don't have those type of issues or questions. Just more so like, I know why you wasn't in my life, but nigga, that's not a good enough reason. But it is what it is. Like I'm not about to, you know,
And
be hurt about it.
that's the thing is like I've seen that type of relationship. Not I'm talking more or less with my older brother,
Yeah,
and I seen what he went through growing up. How he always wanted to have a relationship with his father, but his father wasn't trying to be a man about the
yeah,
situation. He will always he had new kids, and then he would do better with his new kids instead of like just doing better with his kids that were already there. And like that was something that like I seen. I was just like I just don't respect about you.
yeah, nah,
And like when he had relationships with my mother and we all be in the same households, and I just like he would have times where he even like he would hype me up. He'd be like, "Oh, like you're so smart. You're like I would blah blah blah." And just be like, "I don't care what you think, nigga." Like even at a young age, I knew. Like I was just like, I knew you were wrong. Like it
Mm.
didn't take much to be like, I don't need you to hype me up about like I know how to read a fucking dictionary. Like it's just like I knew I wasn't in a place to say what I really want to say. It's like that's your son right there, and that's who you need to be hyping up. Like that's what I really want to say. But
I feel like
I
it's
don't know.
really
It's
fucked
like
up when fathers do shit like that. Like when it's one thing to not be there for your kid, but to go like start a whole another family
exactly, and that's
on
what he
top of
did.
that. That's like bro, that's like a spit in the face.
Yeah, he
You know
started
what
a
I'm
whole
saying?
nother family and was like been better with him, and then kind of just try to ignore his mistakes in the past.
Yeah,
And
my
that's like,
pops did some shit like that
and
too.
it's
That
just like
shit's
that shit
wild.
disgusting to me. It's
Yeah,
like
it's wild,
I
bro.
can't
It's wild.
respect you. It's like don't hype me up. Like I don't even want that energy. It's like ugh. Like that's just this
Ew,
like that
bitch, you ugly as fuck.
like bro. It's like I felt that even when I was a kid. I was just like like I was just like don't like I don't want that shit, nigga. Like it's just like I don't want that energy. It's like I don't feel
Fact,
you. Like I don't
fact.
understand you.
That's really crazy. You had that wherewithal, like when you was younger, like that you knew that he was on some, like that was some fucked up shit that he was
Yeah,
doing.
I knew it was a fucked up
Kids
because like
always know.
I'm
Kids
like
always know.
I'm growing
Yep.
up with my brother, and I know like how he felt. Like I knew he was hurt,
Right. Right.
and it
Right.
was
Right.
just
Right.
like I care more about my brother than you, nigga. It was just
Facts.
like when I hear you say shit about me, it's just like and shit about your younger kid. I knew what that did to him.
And plus, parents got to realize how big encouragement is for kids in the first place. So it's like your own blood, you're not going. Like I don't want to speak on it. I don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't know your family
it don't
situation,
even
but
it don't even take much though. It's just like he didn't want anything from you. He just wanted
He
simple
won.
love.
acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm here. Like I'm you.
And you want to know what's so
Like
fucked up
hug me.
about
Like
that shit?
nigga. Like
I didn't even. I have an older brother and shit like that. I didn't know I had an older brother until like 2016, 2017. You feel me?
Mm.
Because like my pops and his family like denied him for so long in his life, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So like when we finally got together and we finally talked and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like him just telling me that like, bro, like, you know, I reached out, bro, like they really just like, you know what I'm saying, shut me out. And then it's like hearing that and then talking to my pops, he told me like, oh yeah, like I'm trying to see you, I'm trying to link up with you. It's like that shit I know how that shit would make my older brother feel, so that shit hurts me for him, because like I say shit like, oh well, like, you know, we gotta get Chris out here too, you know what I'm saying, like try to get him involved with the shit too, you know what I'm saying, because my pops told me and my mom that I was his first, and we didn't know that he had a whole nother kid out here. You feel me? And so like it's kind of weird talking to my brother about situations that I have with my pops, because it's just like, damn, nigga, I don't even barely know the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even like he can't even understand the little bit of times that I did spend with him. He can't even relate to that, and that's what's like fucked up about the situation.
yeah, and I feel like that's the thing is like I feel like we gotta have the discussion with some of these dudes who just ain't shit. Like
Yeah, bro.
it'd be like, what was going through your head, nigga? Like I like I'm like at the of age now. It's like I don't care if you accept what I'm saying or you don't. Like you move away because you wasn't
Yeah.
there anyway. So
Facts.
it's just like at this point now, it's just like, what exactly? What were you doing? Like,
I mean, as Kendrick said, stop tiptoeing around the conversation. Like, what was it?
Facts.
like
Talk about why you felt like you needed to do that.
yeah. Why did
Like-
you feel like you could just ignore me completely and then just try to like recreate like a family relationship and then think everything was just gonna be good?
And it's always some lame ass excuse like, oh, I was really young at the time, or
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a kid. It's like, bro, if you wasn't ready for a kid or you was young, you should have been aware of that before you laid down and had unprotected sex. You feel me? Or did whatever you did.
It's even if that, like, if you did that mistake, it's like you can make it right later on. It's like you can,
Yeah, that is true.
like,
Can you? What's making it right though? Like when
making
you
it
already
right
missed
is
so much
understand
time.
that you made a mistake and then having
And
a
being a man
conversation
about
and
it.
being a man about it. Just talking with your kids. Like, don't just ignore him even through his future.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I was wrong and like still trying to create a relationship with your kid.
Yeah.
That's
facts.
being a man about it.
Yeah, that's being facing it head on.
Yeah, instead
like,
of just being like, oh yeah, I did that, and then like when
I was too embarrassed to come back, so I just left it.
yeah,
like,
and
fuck
then
no.
you just
That's
after
bullshit.
you have that conversation, then a lot of niggas they just like completely ignore it and they just don't come back and talk to them for a while.
Yeah.
They be like,
So-
oh, this nigga is tweaking.
So like, how can we close this up? I think that, you know, once again, I appreciate Kendrick for putting this conversation out there and like acknowledging his issues, and you know, with his acknowledgement, like obviously there's other people that had these types of, you know, dynamics in their life, you know, in their childhood and their adulthood.
Man,
So
fuck
it's
the
like,
niggas who ain't shit. Like,
yeah,
Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yo.
fuck some niggas.
y'all
get some
like,
therapy.
Yeah, I need some help. Like a lot of black people, like brothers, like stop shying away from therapy. Don't just ignore your kids. Like have a conversation with them. Like what?
It's never too late.
What is so hard about that? Like go and talk to your kid.
I don't know.
That's your nut, nigga. Like what is so hard about that? Like,
Yo, bruh, you can't say shit like that in the middle of a serious ass conversation, bro. Like, that's your nut, bro. Like,
I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. But
Hey yo, go the fuck out, bro. Hey yo, Rod, you on the tip today, bro. I swear to God, bro. This episode one for the bugs, bro.
No cap.
Yo, go the fuck out.
So yeah, man. I think do we want to highlight anything else from Kendrick's album?
I mean, we can go into another track, which was Mother I Sober.
Mother Eye Sober. Yeah.
Mother are sober.
That was another
Yep.
big track.
Yeah, that was the second to last track on there.
It was literally like talking about like living with himself and through his pain and what he's going through, and understanding what's going on and being realistic to society. That's really what I took it as. But what y'all think about it?
I mean, he was talking a little something about like how he was touched as a kid or potentially, allegedly. I don't know. Like he was talking about that part. That kind of
Yeah.
struck me.
He said he wasn't, but his mother, like, since she was touched,
Yeah,
she
in
put that
Chicago.
like her trauma upon him, and then like about having a conversation. That's literally what it was about.
Yeah.
Like just being a black farmer, just like going through that generational trauma and psychology. It's like, how can we get past that and move forward?
And yeah, he did talk about how like being sober just was kind of like, because when I don't know who I was talking to this about. It might have been you, Rod. But like when you sober, like you don't have any other thoughts. Like your thoughts is clear. You don't have any other thoughts to think but normal, just clear thoughts. Like especially when you not sober before and you get sober, like those thoughts are like the most, sometimes just jarring sometimes, because like damn, like this is what I'm really thinking. And it just helps you think as clear as possible. I think that's kind of what he was kind of talking about on here too. It's just like I got a clear thought and I'm just thinking all these things, and some of the thoughts deep, some of the thoughts dark, some of the thoughts, you know what I'm saying, like can get to that. That's kind of one of the things that I took from this. What else? Made it to be famous. I still feel uneasy watching what. Just reading through the lyrics. Let's see. Everybody. The reciprocation coming. Which so how y'all feeling about it? How you feeling about it, Skeezy?
I didn't really listen to the song the first time around, so I was just sitting here looking at the lyrics and like, bro, he's talking about some shit, bro. Like he's really talking about some shit. Like that's one of the things I could really appreciate about Kendrick, bro. His lyrical content is always like really great. You know what I mean? Like it's always like a solid message behind what he's saying. Bro, this song, bro, it's like a lot, bro. It's like I don't even know where to begin, bro. Like it's so much to process in this song, bro. I feel like what makes him another reason that makes him a really good artist is that he's not scared to put himself in a vulnerable light. You know what I mean? Like the shit that he talks about, it takes a really big person to open up about some of these things that he talks about. You know what I'm saying?
For
and I
sure.
feel like that's what makes his music so relatable and so much more like real, because it's like it's coming from a vulnerable place. It's not superficial as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the points that Rod had made to me before I even listened to the album. Was like, because I felt like Kendrick was vulnerable before. I felt like he had like kind of put himself out there, but he was like, nah, like Kendrick is way more vulnerable on this shit than we've ever heard him. And
Yeah,
like even this,
I agree.
yeah, even this story like where he talking about like his mom's getting, you know what I'm saying, abused, and it was a gun there, but like he couldn't pop the gun. He was 5 years old. Like that one, the mother, you know what I'm saying, his
Bro, that
mother.
shit hits home, bro. That shit hits home. Like I can relate to that shit so much.
Yeah. Which is sad. It's a sad thing that people can relate to that. That's the thing. Like, we gotta stop. People gotta stop. Like, what is the thing? Like, the thing is, people have to stop being abusive at this point. Like,
Facts.
but why do people do that? I think we need to start breaking down that shit. Like, why do people feel like they can put hands on women, or like domestic violence type shit? Like, why do people feel like they can do that, especially in front of a kid? Like, it's just like some sick shit. So,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, this is
and I,
literally right from his albums. They raped our mothers, then they raped our sisters, then they made us watch. They made us rape each other, psychotic torture between our lives. we ain't recovered, still living as victims in the public eyes, who pledge allegiance. Every other brother has been compromised. I know they
Mm.
secrets. Every other rapper sexually abused. I see them daily. Burn like this nigga is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like that's my point. To be like, he's really dissecting
Yeah, he took it back.
black culture is just like
Yes,
in the
yes.
musician, the artist, and why like how niggas rap the way they do, and like
Yeah, why the nigga be like, oh, I fucking this bitch and talking about how many bitches they
yeah, like
fucked, how much they
why
fucked.
does it
Like,
even matter? It's like he's literally
yeah,
dissecting why does it matter to them.
people hypersexualize because it's like, okay, we
It's like
abused as kids.
white people don't care about that shit. Like the white people don't. You don't hear that shit on every song.
White people be fucking. They don't talk about it on records, but like they be fucking. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Yeah, man. I just think that, and that's one of the things that I do too. Like when I'm talking about like black issues or like issues with the black community, I always try to take it back and like talk about the conditions when we were enslaved, because I feel like those things are passed down through trauma, like generational trauma for real. And I think that's kind of what he was saying, like that excerpt you just read, like that's what he was saying. Like they used to rape us, they used to make us, you know what I'm saying, watch, you know what I'm saying, all that type of shit. And it's just like it's passed down. So I think anytime we talk about that type of shit, we got to take it all the way back to those times when we was, you know, in captivation and shit like that.
Because a lot of people don't even realize like that shit still has an effect on a lot of us today, like our mentality, the way we move, the way we think about certain shit, the way we view certain shit, and that shit has long lasting effects on our whole generation as a whole. I was just talking to somebody about this shit too. Like we don't even know our own heritage. You know what I'm saying? We have an identity crisis, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have so many black people calling themselves African American, but they don't even know if they're actually descendants of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just because
Mm-hmm.
you're a black man
We
doesn't
were
mean you're
just
African.
talking about me and Matt.
Crazy.
We was like all right, so white people have Caucasian,
Yeah,
but what's black people?
exactly. And the first thing that everybody says is African, but not all black people are African. Just like not all light skinned people are white, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's like we all come from different cultures, and we all
exactly.
have different like heritage and races from Africa. So
So it's like, what the fuck? But like, cause I had asked her like, what type of Hispanic are you? And she was like, that's like me asking you, what type of black person are you? And I'm like, it's not, because
Not really.
I wouldn't know what to tell you. I would just say I'm a black person from America. Like, you feel me? Like, there's nothing
exactly.
more that I can really tell you outside of that. I don't even like to call myself African American, because I don't know my heritage. I don't know you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's something that I would have to see for myself and learn about myself to actually say that proudly and be like, no, I'm African American. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what a lot of black people actually go through.
Yeah.
It's like when they say they're African Americans, like I feel like a lot of people like who's black, they be like, I don't want to say I'm African American because it's just like they're not sure of what their African heritage is. So they're
Exactly.
more comfortable saying I'm black.
Cause I've seen some Aboriginal people, like some Native American people, bro.
Yeah.
And like they don't look Native American. They look like niggas. You feel me? Like, bro, they look black like us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't look like the traditional redskin Native American, like no racist shit. Like, but that's like the general image that, like, you know what I'm saying, when you think of Indians and you think of Native Americans, you think of like the Apache chief with the fucking headdress and shit like that.
Right.
But that's not always what it is. There's a bunch of fucking Aboriginal people, bro, that like, bro, like if you look at their descendants now, they look just like us. You will not be able to differentiate that person from an African person. You know what I'm
Which is
saying?
crazy.
Like it's the same skin color, it's the same, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is different is cultural and location and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've heard people say that like black people were here before like they
Yeah,
colonized it.
bro.
I've
Yeah.
heard people say that. I don't know. I haven't done my research, so I can't say that for sure. I've heard it though.
The only I've heard like and this
Only
is
people
like
that
a
weren't here
conspiracy.
was white people.
The conspiracy facts. That's something that everybody can agree to. You feel me? I've heard like a lot of crazy conspiracy theories about this shit. Like they're saying like, you know, like if so many slaves were brought over here from Africa, where's all the ships at? Why is there only like I think there's only like one ship that you can really go see somewhere, or that
For
you can
real?
really like.
Damn.
Yeah, they're like, where's all the ships and shit go? And then like, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to think about the journey
You can
from
go look at
Africa.
the slavery museum in Detroit.
There's a slavery museum in Detroit. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to come back and
Like I
visit
was
that
showed
too.
that when I was a lot younger, and like when I went through them, my pops, I was literally like I was terrified.
Mm.
Like I couldn't even go through the whole thing. I was just like
Yeah, that sounds like a.
I literally was like, yeah, I'm done. Like I couldn't do it. Like
You were a young kid when you showed you.
yeah, when you showed me,
Damn,
I
Uncle
was
Rod, that's fucked up. Why would you
I was
take a
young as
kid there?
hell. And I was just like
Like,
I couldn't even.
that's not like a family outing that I would take my son to.
Like, I literally I
That
could
ain't go karting.
like I could
You
not
feel me?
I could
Like,
not finish it. Like it literally was like it was terrifying. Like I was literally scared. Like it was like
damn,
it
that's
was like a
crazy.
horror house. Like that was walking through because they had the sounds of like the slaves and the ships.
Oh,
Like they had
damn.
like
Oh, damn,
yeah,
for real?
it was like I don't know. I was literally terrified when I went in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to see what's good with that. Like, man, it's so surreal that like, you know, like a lot of people think like again, a lot of people think that because it happened so long ago that it doesn't still have an effect on us when it really does. Like, bro, I was working in North Carolina, bro, and I drove past some real live slave houses, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit made me feel some type of way. I was like, damn, like that shit is real. Like, bro, it's right there. You can't ignore it. Like, it's right there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my man's like, he another black dude and shit, but he telling me like, you know, like that's the slave quarters and shit right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where they used to live at. And then like a lot of these places still have family that lives in these grounds, like not the slave houses, but like the plantations and shit like that,
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
grounds and shit.
And that's
Yep.
Like
why
they
I be
still
fucking with
live
Atlanta
there.
episode, like where they be like, these white people need to give reparations, and if they was charged like their family today, I was like, they really do know.
They know.
Like
There's no fucking way.
their whole family should be charged.
They
Like,
they should. And I just had this argument with somebody because they're like, it's not fair for us to attack the white people of today when they not the ones that did it. They don't have no control
yeah,
over what their
it is fair
ancestors
though.
did. And I'm like, it's hella fucking fair. I don't give a fuck. Like in my eyes, I feel like, bro, at the end of the day, if your
Literally in
family
the
owns
episode, the
slaves,
dude was like, "It's not my problem, Caitlin."
oh
Like he
shit,
laughed. He was just like,
oh
"Yeah, I
shit.
felt him." Like when he laughed, I was just like, "Yeah, it's not my problem."
Oh, you know what movie I'm talking about?
No, I was literally at Atlanta. I'm talking about that show.
Oh yeah, that was in Atlanta. That one episode where they started that lady started following that white guy at his job and shit.
Yeah, the black
Yeah.
lady, like all the black people start charging all the old people who like enslaved them for all that money. It was like, all right, it's time to pay up.
Yeah,
And then
facts.
all the people, the white people, was just like, that wasn't me. That's not my problem. Like I didn't do that. Like that was them. It's just like,
Nah.
See, but that's the thing though. The thing
what do
is,
you mean it's not
you
you?
can-
Like
you can-
you benefited off of all that. Like
Yep,
You
that's what I'm
did.
you
about
gotta
to say.
give
You
me
did.
all the bread. Like if you want to feel how I feel, I need the bread. Like so you can feel like how we feel now. It's like so you
No
really
bullshit.
understand. It's like now you understand. Like now you gotta pay back.
And I honestly feel like reparations, like yes, that would be a very, very great first step, but there is no way to ever make them feel the way we felt.
Yeah, you
It
can't
would
atone
take
for that.
years. It would take years.
Man, I feel like hitting their pockets would be a very good first step.
It would be a very good first step. You know what I'm saying?
Like a lot of white people will be there and be like, "Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't." Like a lot of people will feel exactly how that Atlanta episode, like, "Oh, I didn't."
For
It was
sure,
my ancestors.
the majority.
Be like, but you still benefit from that, like
Today.
Like real
you
time,
literally
right
have
now.
homes and everything like in your family's name.
Because we could talk about redlining, we could talk about Jim Crow, we could talk about
Exactly.
segregation.
It's
like-
so much shit.
That's not
It's
yours.
so
That's
much
literally
shit.
ours. Like we
It's
we,
like
we
so
worked.
much shit.
we work. Like the thing is,
Built the fuck out of America. Literally built America.
Like it's like
You feel
like
me?
literally,
like everything
it
like
would
that
not
your
be
family guys like they literally did off of like buying some slaves and like told them to go do this shit
free labor
then-
for 230 years.
and then raped them
Crazy.
and like paid them pennies. and said, "Oh, okay."
Imagine if somebody worked for Amazon for generations, and their family worked for Amazon for free for generations. Come on now, that's not
crazy.
happening.
That's nah.
So it's
Like
like
it would be a uproar if Amazon did some shit like that right
You
now.
work for a
For
whole
sure.
year and they give you a 20.
Oh shit.
Like, it'd be like,
That'd be some bullshit.
Like what?
I'd be
Gas
ready to
$5?
kill
that's
somebody.
literally what it was, though. It's just be like, yeah, they
I'd
give
be
him a
ready
20,
to
be
kill.
like, but you still owe us for this. Like, even though we
And
gave you
then take the
that,
20
like,
back. Like that's for your food. That's for your
yeah,
living.
it'd
That's
be
you
like,
from me.
that's literally how they was, though. It's like,
It's
they
crazy.
always want you to feel like you was in a position of where you owed them, or where you was lower than them, or you was at. And then even today, it's just like, all right, you got this new generation where they don't even want to teach critical theory because, like, they know
That is gonna
that's
it's
literally
gonna make
what it
it's gonna
is.
make
It's
the
like,
white students feel bad. Like they should feel bad. They should feel some type of way.
reparations
Yeah.
should be paid, nigga. Like, it's
Like that, like those are things that should happen. Like there's no way you're about to tell me, oh no, we're not gonna say slaves. We're gonna say they were appropriated people. What? No, fuck all of that
hell
shit,
no.
bro. They were fucking slaves. Call it what it is. Don't try to sugarcoat the shit because your fucking son doesn't know how to deal with the fact that his fucking grandfather owned black people. Like, come
yeah,
on, bro. That's
stop telling me
bullshit.
about Jews and World War II.
Exactly.
It's like, we
Exactly. I
had hella
don't.
shit here that you did, what white people did. Like, stop telling me
Yeah.
about the Jews and what the Germans did.
All
Like,
the way
not
on the
like,
other side of the world. Like, what the
exactly. It's
fuck?
like, and then they try to like push fucking Martin Luther King and how like he was so positive. It's like,
Y'all killed him.
yeah, exactly. It's like he didn't only push positive shit though. Like, he did have his moments where he talked about how this should be changed, how this should be different. Like, it wasn't all positive. Like, that wasn't
That's when they
all
killed him.
that wasn't literally all he said though.
Yeah.
They only highlight the part that was like equality.
I have
being
a
together.
dream and all of that
Yeah,
shit.
he said hella
Man.
shit before that. He said hella shit after that. Like, they only highlight that part though.
Like, we gotta get the motherfuckers up
Like-
out of here. But I got a dream too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, and
I feel like out of the
Juneteenth.
two, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, I feel like I relate. I feel like I sympathize a lot more with Malcolm X's stand on shit. Like, they gonna respect us, and if they don't, we gonna make them respect us. You feel me? Like, I fuck with that. I ain't like that whole turn the other cheek. Let's be passive and show them that we can be respectful and march out and fuck all of that shit, bro. But nah. Malcolm X was like, listen, if they lay their hands on you or your brother, beat they ass. I'm
Mhm.
all for that message.
That's
right
what the Black Panthers was doing. They was protecting the neighborhood. And that's when the NRA was like, oh, no, we got to do some type
we
of
gotta
gun
get
control.
these niggas up out of here.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like, anytime we try to stick up for ourselves, it's always some bullshit. So
It's always some bullshit because look, why you think the fucking Black Panthers is not like as strong as it was back in the day,
Mhm.
but the Ku Klux Klan is still strong and beating, bro. Like that shit, they still out here, they still moving and shit. You feel me? Just cause they take off their hoods, they don't fly the Confederate flags anymore. They went from being rednecks to businessmen. It
To
don't mean they're
policemen.
not there. No, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even policing. Do you know how policing came about?
Yep.
Bro, policing started because, bro, they were there to catch runaway slaves. That is how policing started. That is why black people have such a stigma around police. That's why we still fucking tense up when the police get behind us. Because it's always been like that. Police has never been for black people. You know what I'm saying? Gun control has never been for black people. Like the right to bear arms and shit. When they made the Constitution, they
We
did
was
not
not
have the
in
black
mind.
person. You feel me?
At
Like
all.
they didn't have us in mind.
At
Now
all.
you got a bunch of niggas walking around talking about the Constitution. They're like, oh nah, we need gun control. These motherfuckers going crazy. You feel me? Like it's just too much, bro.
Kodak Black and all his sniper gang got so many down.
Man,
You know, like Chicago got so many, G Herbo and all them. You know what I'm saying? They got them all now. So it's just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we gotta do something now.
We gotta do something. And then like, you know, like I don't know, man. Like just with the gun control, bro. I just don't agree with taking away everybody's firearms. I've never agreed with that. Even as a young kid, like watching stuff on the news, I understand that. I feel like there needs to be more extensive requirements in order to get a gun. But as
Yeah.
far as like taking them away from the whole majority, I just don't agree with that. I don't feel like that would be a good idea.
I
It's
just don't
impossible
think
anyway.
it's like AKs are necessary.
AKs aren't necessary. I don't feel like that's necessary.
That's my only thing. Like I don't agree with it.
However,
But like
I
guns,
feel like if that's
okay.
what you want to get, that's what you want to get. But I feel like in order to get a firearm, you have to. I feel like you should have to go through like some type of psychiatric evaluation. You have to. I feel like that is the only thing that makes sense because people
Yeah.
can be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go get a gun, but you don't know what the fuck they're going through. That's why you have all these school shooters, people that's being
I just
bullied
feel
and
like who's giving
got
a
all these
psychiatric
mental,
exam? Or
huh?
Nobody.
who's giving a psychiatric exam? Who's approving
Nobody.
these people? It's like
You can buy them online.
I just
Exactly.
feel like if they do that, this is gonna be a bunch of white people to just be like, okay, giving the okays to white people. But like when it comes to black people, it's just like a whole loop, and
Like, oh, he's depressed.
yeah,
He
like
has anxiety. He can't
they're
get a
gonna make a
gun.
bunch of problems for black people to get a weapon.
Yeah. I was
But it's
talking.
a
Oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was about to say I was listening to somebody. I think it was either TYT or Hassan Nabi the other day, and they were talking about like maybe we should graduate. Like maybe like okay, you could start off with a pistol, then like after a certain amount of time, like okay, now you can get you a semi-automatic. Now you can get like so everybody don't got no goddamn AR. Like
And you
you
want to
can't.
know what's so crazy? It's reverse. Like you can get a AR and a semi-automatic before you're able to get a pistol, and I just never understood that.
That don't make no
Like
sense at all.
in most states, you can go get a long gun or a rifle at the age of 18, but you have to be 21 in order to own a pistol.
Shit
That is backwards.
Yeah.
That's ass backwards to me.
No, for
And
real.
the way somebody explained it to me is like, oh well, pistols are more dangerous. Like they require more attention and more, mental capabilities and shit like that. But like, bro, a gun is a fucking gun. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it doesn't matter. Like a longer gun is not any less dangerous than a fucking handgun. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to say, oh well, at 18 you can go get a fucking AK-47 as long as you got a state ID. You know what I'm saying? That
All
doesn't
right.
make sense, bro. Like what the fuck?
I mean, I guess I could. The only thing I might be able to see with that is like you can conceal like a pistol, and you can't really conceal no AK or AR like that. Like I
Yeah,
guess
but you could conceal an ARP. It's the same thing.
ARP. Yeah.
Yeah, like a assault rifle pistol. You
Oh yeah,
can
for sure.
conceal that. Like they're like this big, or like a SBR, like a small butted rifle. They're
Yeah.
like this fucking long. You could put that shit anywhere, bro.
I mean,
So
they got the
it's like,
switches now too, so it's like it don't
bro,
even
them
matter.
shits is going crazy.
No cap. So it's just like it don't even really matter. Like niggas guns firing.
Like, bro, niggas. That's what I'm saying. If they take away the fucking firearms from all the law-abiding citizens, bro, the only two groups of people that are gonna have guns are the police officers and the criminals.
For sure.
Just like how it is right now. You think that people in the streets that's out here fucking doing drive-bys and shooting people and that's on the block, you think these motherfuckers are going into gun stores and buying their guns?
Hell
No. They're getting fucking guns off the streets, bro. So if you take the legal guns away from the legal gun carriers, bro, like you're giving
I wish
two
I could
groups
play like
of,
some soft music right now.
that would
Some
be
soft
fire.
music.
Yeah, like
Little
talk about
background
it.
like a
music,
little like, but
elevator music.
yeah, exactly. Just try to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
turn down the mood sometimes.
Yeah,
But
I mean, shit. When the conversation goes a certain way, it goes a certain way. So
yeah, fact.
yeah,
I
but
think we
you can't do it like I just had how like some of like the most popular podcasts like they're able to do what they
do the
want, and,
soundboard
like, the
shit.
soundboard, and they're able to put the music on. But like sometimes like I be
Shit,
feeling
all
like
in due time. I feel like y'all gonna get.
I
It's gonna
can't
get
put
there.
that shit on. Be like kind of change the mood sometimes. Be like yeah, and switch it.
Switch it.
So we done talking about Kendrick or what's happening?
Yeah, I think we get on Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. We should probably go ahead and wrap this motherfucker up though. It's been
Yes, sir.
it's been a long
Yeah.
episode. So I guess we'll close out. I guess anybody want to say anything else about the album before we get up out of here?
I think most likely we should just go ahead and go to the highlights. And at the end of the day, man, Kendrick's the GOAT. And he creates conversation. I mean,
Definitely does.
obviously,
Right.
Definitely does.
we've had multiple conversations just off of just single tracks,
Right.
and we didn't even go through the whole shit.
No bullshit.
So
I do fuck with that song with him and Kodak. Like that motherfucking go crazy.
yeah,
Push them niggas off me like
silent,
ugh.
like
Yes,
What y'all
sir.
feel about the Heart Part 5?
We talked about it a little bit on here. I thought it was pretty good. I like the third verse because he was sounding like Nipsey on that. But I see what he was trying to say. He was kind of saying a lot of the same shit he was saying on the album, which was like, this is the type of shit we talk about is culture. Like this is the culture, but like it's fucked up.
I
I'm
think it
pretty
was
sure.
a good beginning to what he was about to drop. And normally
Yeah.
when he drops the
Yeah, I
hearts,
feel like it was a good precursor. Yep.
normally when he drops those hearts, it's like I felt like he was about to drop something like this.
For
Like
sure.
when I heard that, like everybody else was just like, oh, like blah blah blah. But it's like if you really like a fan of Kendrick, like you knew he was about to drop. Like I knew he was about to drop this. Like I was like, oh, it's about to be like a tip of a butterfly kind of thing. Like
Okay.
when I heard that heart, I was just like,
Do you feel like the hearts always do that? I don't know.
I do.
I gotta go back and listen to the album that came out right after it. I don't know. Possibly, but yeah. So we talked about the heart before. It was really good. Like he said, a good precursor and shit like that. But
Remember Rod told you.
Rod did tell us, man. He's the Fafit. So because he can't spell profit, but it's all good. But with that being said, man, it's been the Friends motherfucking podcast, man. Thank you for
Let's
listening.
go ahead and talk about our highlights.
Oh
for the
yeah.
week.
Let's highlight some shit. Go ahead.
Like what y'all anybody got anything to highlight that they want to highlight this week, or just in general?
I just want to go ahead and highlight, just for the sake of what we talked about during this episode, mental health. It's okay, you know what I'm saying, to go get help and shit like that. Be strong, be black. That's about it.
No kizzy.
I want to go ahead and highlight Babyface Ray. He just dropped his deluxe edition, and I'm really fucking with this album and some of the new tracks he got on there. So shout out to Babyface Ray, Detroit, and yeah, keep moving, bro.
Cool.
What about you, Matt? You got anything to highlight?
Yeah. Let's see. What should I highlight this week? Let me highlight some old school shit. Something that I just keep playing from time to time. I don't know what it is because I never used to listen to the song when I was younger. But like something about this song now is just like damn, like 90s R&B type shit. So I want to highlight Tevin Campbell's "Can We Talk." That's like a classic R&B
Fire,
joint. Yeah,
fire. I
that's
was just listening to that song, bro. That's crazy.
yeah. That's one of them ones. It just feel good. Like it's just one of them ones. Like
It is. It definitely is.
So yeah, shout out to Tevin Campbell. I don't know where the fuck he at right now. I'm sure he could probably still sing though. But shout out to him. Go listen to Can We Talk.
What's his name?
Tevin Campbell. Yeah.
Tevin
Yeah, go check that out.
Campbell.
I'm sure you'd have heard it before.
From the 90s?
Yeah. I think it was like 91,
Can
92.
we talk for a minute?
Classic.
You never heard that song?
Oh, yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we're going to end on his singing note.
Yeah, this nigga out here trying to be a motherfucker rapper turned singer.
Hey,
Exactly.
bro. Hey, listen. When you turn on them hood classics like that, man.
Yeah, you need to sample some of that shit on your music. But
I don't know what's up with the samples. I need to find a good producer to do some shit like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay though if you trying to sample that, boy.
Yeah. I mean, you can sample it for free as long as it's like not for profit.
Yeah. True, it is true. It depends. You know, it's a lot of legalities and things like that. But man, let's get the fuck up out of here. We rambling at this point. So
all right.
You already know.
This has been
the Friends Podcast. What's your name?
Friends Podcast.
What's your name?
This is Matt signing out this motherfucker.
Who else we got?
Skeezy Black.
It's Rod, and this is just to end this shit off. You're not cool to me. You're not sweet to me. You're not the measuring stick of what real is. I don't want to be you. I love being me. Stay blessed and highly favored. Future is full of abundance. Black is beautiful and peace and love. Like, I appreciate y'all.
All right, man.